So in the number 11 place, we have Alive More Remix, and I really like the original song. I liked it when it came out, but this remix kind of takes away everything that's very good from it. Even with that, I can't give like a 0 out of 10 because I still love the original, but the drop added here is just very, very poor electro that's even subpar for the era. The melody is very interesting and just the sound design and everything is very bland. So overall, yeah, just a not great submission. And I also just like how it barely changes anything apart from the drop. And the drop is, yeah, not very good. So, just not a very well executed festival remix. In my number 10 place, I'm going to have Blue by Midas and Mahi. And this is not the best melodic dubstep. It's kind of a genre that's hit or miss for me, and this is definitely a miss. I just feel like the song lacks the intensity it kind of needs to be effective, and it just kind of falls flat as a result of that. The melodies don't really grab me, and that's just the other biggest thing I need. Like, if the melodies don't resonate with me, there's not much of a melodic dubstep track that I'll really feel. And overall, yeah, the sound design is not the best, and Midas has made a lot of really good songs in the future, so I know he has a lot to build up to, but this is not his best by far. This is the only song this month that was this kind of very slow, chill-outy style, and I enjoyed it and appreciate it for that. I do kind of wish it was a better chill-out song, because I almost always like this genre, but I'm just not the biggest fan of the chord progression being used here, and the drums don't work for me the way they should, I think. They just don't sound too like a high quality of samples. Like the snare and stuff could have more reverb put onto it. It could have a little bit more changes, and overall this doesn't really connect in a very crisp way that a lot of child songs do. But it's alright, just like the song title. So in 2012, 2011, 2013, NCS was a lot more confused on what it wanted to be than it was now. So we had a few hip-hop and rock songs sprinkled in. And this one is not bad by any means. I do wish that it had like a different beat, because I've heard so many different songs over this one. But his flow is actually pretty solid. I don't love the lyricism here. It's just not very interesting, and there's a lot of lines that are just kind of bad. Like, what about Sally picking seashells by the seashore? And what about him becoming the black Magoo? That one hurt me. But overall, you know, it's lighthearted. It kind of reminds me of like College Dropout, so gets played for that. It's fun. So next up we have another melodic dubstep song, this time Over Again by Culture Code, and I don't like this one too much either, but it's a lot more successful than Blue was, mostly because these arpeggios in the drop that are pretty nice. The biggest thing holding this one down actually is the drums. The snare is really, really badly mixed to the point where it's like falling behind all the synths in the track. It just feels kind of weak, and if it had a lot stronger drum work, I feel like it could be more successful. I also like how the drops have like an A section and a B section, something that wasn't super common in this time. And yeah, overall, it's very flawed, but if it was better produced, it would be pretty good. So next is Stratosphere by Stan SB, also known as Fox Stevenson. And Fox Stevenson has made a lot of very, very catchy, very well-produced songs in his career, but his early work under Stan SB is not nearly as good. The actual production of the song is pretty decent, but the vocals here are very, very rough. Later in his career, he really tuned and got much, much better, but the vocal performance here definitely drags the song down a fair bit. I'm just not a huge fan of the processing, and kind of his singing techniques in this era feels very, very amateur and unsure of himself. But overall, yeah, it's a well done drum and bass song apart from the vocals. So yeah, 6 out of 10. So next up we have Reach You Kilobit's remix, and I was very conflicted on this song because my brain tells me that this is trash and I should hate it, but my heart tells me this is glorious. I really have a soft spot in my heart for that 2013 very, very mainstream kind of just buzzy, poppy dubstep. and even though I know I shouldn't like this, subconsciously I kind of do, and the more I listen to it, the more I felt myself like grooving to it. So I'm disappointed in myself, but I actually don't hate this. It's pretty good, even though it's aged absolutely terribly. Next up we have Forbidden System Remix, and as you'll see, I do think that earlier NCS had a lot better dubstep than earlier Monster Cat, mostly because, in my opinion, it was a little bit more experimental and less screechy. This song is a really good example of that. The drop here is just so nice. The lead sound is not annoying, it's chill but also has this very strong intensity to it. The vocals, the way it's like phasing in and out is really, really cool. This is mid-sections having no drums, it's like leaving up to build this like intensity is fantastic. I really, really enjoy this one. It's good shit. Next up we have a remix of a Seven Lions song by Dead Batteries that was so long of a title that I could not figure out a single way to fit it onto this thing. So I don't know what the name is anymore, but it's pretty good, I'll say that. It's a lot like this Fox Stevenson song that was early on this list, just in the production stylings, but it didn't have the not very good vocals, so I could enjoy it quite a bit more. I think everything here is pretty well executed, and overall I just enjoy it. There's not much to say, it's just a like averagely good drum bass song, and I have a soft spot for drum bass, so even if it doesn't do anything amazing, it's still going to be pretty high on my list. So next we have Phoenix by Abstract, a very, very odd song that I did not expect to like as much as I did. The hip-hop parts aren't the best, and they're definitely my least favorite part of it. Some of the lyrics are a little bit cheesy, but the alt-rock chorus is just awesome. The chord progression here is just really, really nice, and has this good like melancholic feeling. In the part at the beginning where it's like hit, 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 hit after hit is really emotional, and it's just pulled off super duper well. I really like this kind of era of like pop punk and alt rock, and yeah, the entire thing here is really well pulled off, apart from, as I said before, the hip hop section, which, it's not the best. You know, I can put up with it for that awesome part. In first place, we're gonna have Jump by Claypex, and I like Claypex's style a lot, and this is no exception. It's just fantastic. Like, it's so ahead of its time, the sound is. All the production here is just really, really fun, and it kind of follows the tropes of the era in this very good way where I can be nostalgic about it, and really doesn't have anything inherently bad and dated, so it's aged like fine wine pretty much. The vocal chops here are great, the bass line is great, the drums are really, really great. It's just a really fun bouncy tune, so yeah, love.